Imagine a computer that can think like a human, not just calculate numbers, but paint breathtaking artwork, compose symphonies that give you chills, write complex software in seconds, direct an entire movie, diagnose diseases better than doctors, and hold a completely natural conversation with you, as if it were alive. You probably think artificial intelligence was invented just a few years ago, with ChatGPT, with Midjourney, with Sora. But the truth is far stranger and far older. The real story of artificial intelligence began nearly 70 years ago, long before the internet, long before personal computers, long before smartphones. In an era of giant room-sized machines with spinning tapes and blinking lights. How did we go from that primitive world to an AI that millions of people talk to every single day? Who started it? Why did it fail for almost 30 years? And what was the secret breakthrough that finally made ChatGPT possible? In this video, I will take you on the full, untold journey. Stay with me, because this story will completely change the way you see artificial intelligence. The year 1950. The world was rebuilding after the war. Computers were massive, fragile monsters that filled entire rooms, and most people had never even seen one. In England, a brilliant, eccentric mathematician named Alan Turing asked a simple question, a question so bold that almost everyone thought he was crazy. Can machines think? At a time when a computer could barely add two numbers without breaking down, Turing was asking if a machine could ever become conscious, if it could reason, if it could be intelligent. To prove his idea, he designed a fascinating experiment, one we still use today. He called it the imitation game. Today, we know it as the Turing test. It was simple. A human judge would have a typed conversation with two hidden participants. One was a real human. The other was a machine. If the judge could not reliably tell which was which, then, Turing argued, that machine must be considered intelligent. It was revolutionary. It was philosophical. It was terrifying to many. For the first time in human history, intelligence was no longer something exclusive to humans. It became a goal, a target for engineering. That single paper, that single question, can machines think, lit the first spark. And that spark would eventually ignite the entire world of artificial intelligence. 6 years later, the summer of 1956, a small group of the brightest young scientists in America gathered at a quiet college campus in New Hampshire, Dartmouth College. They were John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, Claude Shannon, Nathaniel Rochester, and a handful of others. They were ambitious, wildly optimistic, almost naive. They organized a historic summer workshop, an 8-week brainstorming session. And for the very first time, John McCarthy coined a brand new term to describe their dream: artificial intelligence. Their proposal was bold. They wrote, and I quote, "Every aspect of learning or any other feature of intelligence can, in principle, be so precisely described that a machine can be made to simulate it." They truly believed that within a single summer, they could make significant breakthroughs. Many of them predicted that a fully intelligent machine, as smart as a human, was only 10 to 20 years away. The media loved it. The government funded it. The excitement was enormous. But reality was about to hit hard. The computers of the 1950s and 60s were thousands, no, millions of times weaker than the phone in your pocket today. They had almost no memory. There was no internet, no big data, nothing to learn from. And the algorithms they invented, while clever, were incredibly primitive. The result was predictable. One ambitious AI project after another collapsed. Robots that could not walk, translation programs that produced nonsense, chess programs that lost to amateurs. The dream was real. The technology simply was not ready. Nearly 20 years of grand promises and painful failures, the world lost patience. By the early 1970s, investors were furious. Governments were embarrassed. The press started calling artificial intelligence a hoax, an expensive fantasy. In 1973 in Britain, a devastating report known as the Lighthill Report destroyed public confidence. In the United States, DARPA, the main military funding agency, cut almost all AI funding overnight. Research labs closed. Professors lost their grants. Brilliant PhD students were told to find a real career. The term artificial intelligence became so toxic that scientists stopped using it entirely. They rebranded their work as machine learning, informatics, advanced computing, anything but AI. This dark age became known as the AI winter. And it was not just once, it happened twice. A second brutal winter hit in the late 1980s and early 1990s. For more than 30 years, progress was painfully slow, almost invisible. To the outside world, artificial intelligence was dead, a failed dream from the 1950s. But deep inside a few university basements, a small group of stubborn believers never gave up. They kept working in silence. They believed the idea was right, even if the world was not ready yet. And that quiet persistence would one day save everything. Everything changed. The 2010s arrived, and three massive revolutions collided at exactly the same time. Revolution number 1. Computing power, thanks to video games. Yes, video games. Graphics cards, GPUs, originally designed to render beautiful game worlds, turned out to be perfect for artificial intelligence. Suddenly, computers were not just twice as fast, they were thousands of times more powerful, and cheap enough for any lab to afford. Revolution number 2. Data. The internet exploded. Billions of people uploaded photos, videos, comments, articles, books, conversations every single day. For the first time in history, AI had something to learn from. Trillions of words, billions of images, an almost infinite training library. The fuel that Turing never had. Revolution number 3. Algorithms. A new generation of researchers, people like Geoffrey Hinton, Yann LeCun, and Yoshua Bengio, revived an old, forgotten idea called neural networks. They built deep neural networks, systems inspired by the human brain itself, with millions, then billions of artificial neurons connected together. Combine massive computing power with massive data, with deep learning, and something magical happened. In 2012, an AI crushed the World Image Recognition Competition. It could suddenly see. Soon after, computers learned to understand human speech with near-perfect accuracy. They could listen. Then they learned to translate languages, to generate realistic faces, to write stories, to compose music. It was not science fiction anymore. Year after year, the impossible became normal. The 30-year winter was over. Spring had finally arrived, and it was explosive. How does it actually work? Is there a tiny person sitting inside your computer typing answers back to you? Of course not. The reality is even more fascinating. Modern artificial intelligence, like ChatGPT, is essentially the most advanced prediction machine ever built. During its training, it reads, well, almost the entire internet. Millions of books, scientific papers, Wikipedia, news articles, websites, forums, conversations, trillions and trillions of words. It does not memorize them like a hard drive. Instead, it learns patterns. Deep, incredibly complex statistical patterns of human language. It learns how ideas connect, how sentences flow, how arguments are built, how jokes work, how code is structured. Inside, it is a colossal neural network with hundreds of billions of parameters, connections modeled after the human brain, constantly adjusting themselves to get better at one single task. Predict the next word. That is it. That is the secret. When you ask ChatGPT a question, it does not truly understand you the way a human does. It calculates with astonishing accuracy what the most likely next word should be, then the next, thousands of times per second. Word by word, it builds an answer that sounds perfectly human because it has learned from essentially all of human writing. It is not magic. It is mathematics. At a scale so enormous, it feels like magic.
Then, in November of 2022, the moment that shocked the entire planet. A relatively small research lab called OpenAI quietly released a free tool to the public, a simple chat website. They called it ChatGPT. For the first time in history, any ordinary person, anywhere in the world, could have a completely natural, intelligent conversation with an artificial intelligence. No coding required, no training, just type and talk. It could answer questions, write essays, debug code, explain quantum physics like you were 5 years old, write poetry, plan your vacation. It felt alive. The world went absolutely insane. In just 5 days, ChatGPT reached 1 million users, the fastest app launch in history at the time. In less than 2 months, it passed 100 million monthly active users, faster than Instagram, faster than TikTok, faster than almost any technology in human history.
Newspapers called it the iPhone moment for AI. CEOs panicked. Schools banned it, then embraced it. Billion-dollar companies were built overnight. What had started as a philosophical question by Alan Turing in 1950, what had survived 2 brutal AI winters, what had been quietly rebuilt with deep learning, had finally reached your phone, your laptop, your life. Artificial intelligence was no longer a lab experiment. It was here. It was real. And it was changing everything, faster than anyone expected.
Artificial intelligence is transforming every single industry on Earth, and we are only at the very beginning. In medicine, AI is detecting cancer earlier than the best doctors, designing new proteins, and helping discover life-saving drugs in months instead of years. In software development, programmers now build entire applications 10 times faster, with AI as their partner. In filmmaking, artists are creating incredible visual effects, voices, and even full short films with tools that did not exist 2 years ago. Education is being personalized for every student. Robotics is finally waking up. Science, law, agriculture, finance, every field is being rewritten. Some of the world's top scientists believe we are witnessing the greatest technological revolution in all of human history. Bigger than electricity, bigger than the internet. Others are warning us. They say if we do not build this technology carefully, with strong safety and ethics, it could become the most dangerous invention we have ever created. Both may be right. The future of AI will depend on the choices we make right now. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think? Will artificial intelligence become humanity's greatest partner, helping us cure diseases, solve climate change, and explore the stars? Or do you think it could eventually grow beyond our control and replace us? I really want to read your opinion. Tell me in the comments below. If you found this hidden story fascinating, please hit the like button. It helps this video enormously. And subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for watching. This is only the beginning.